Okay, so raise your hand if you watched the video that I sent out that I said, please watch the video. Adam, you can, if you don't have your video on, you can use the proverbial, there you go, the little yellow hand. Okay, so a couple of people. Okay, so what Neel had accomplished is really terrific. So he has built a following in 6 months. He was able to get 5,000 Instagram followers and over 16,000 YouTube followers by doing informational videos. If you watch that one video, it kind of shows how he did it, but we're going to discuss some of that. I'm going to do a share screen. And we're going to discuss it. Hold on. Share my screen. Okay. Does everybody see that? It says effective content marketing?
No, you got a blank screen. It's just white.
Okay. Okay. Does everybody see it now?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So we're going to go over Neel Dhingra's system. And if some of this, if you say, well, wait a minute, you know, some of this is in the Gary V presentation and some of this was in your earlier presentation. Well, that's right, because there's a formula for success. And a lot of this is not a secret, but everybody has their own spin on things. And this is Neel's. He has basically stopped originating and now does the marketing as a branch manager for a branch that did 260 million last year based on the leads they generate from these marketing efforts. So as you're seeing, the market shifted. Obviously, rates are higher. There's fewer transactions. We have too many loan officers. I mean, we went through all the negatives last week, and then we kind of flushed those away by reviewing all the positives. Basically, everything about our market is better, except for the interest rates, which are causing us issues, of course. So the old school prospecting, I know some of your managers are going to say, you know, make those 50 calls a day. Well, now make 100 calls a day because it's twice as difficult. Well, you know, you're going to get burned out on that fast. Realtors have fewer leads to distribute. So calling the realtors that have no leads over and over again is really not going to bear much fruit. The lead sellers out there, I've tried a couple of them. I think Joe Dischinger can attest to this as well, that as the market tightens, the lead quality gets worse and worse, and those few leads get sold over and over. So I have not been able to find a lead source where I can buy quality leads at a decent price. Home shoppers today, they're more tech savvy. They're going to the internet. I think 92% of all home shoppers, their first stop is the internet. There's no way to avoid it. And like Gary V taught us before, you know, the companies and the salespeople, they get closest to the consumer wins. So if you try and go through a Zillow to get leads, an agent to get leads, referral partners and so forth, you know, some of them can be quite fruitful. Who wouldn't want a top producing agent sending us business? But on the other hand, if you can get to that consumer first, if you can get closer to that community, then you're going to have an easier easier time and a better capture rate. We're going to discuss that. So you need to be one of the following: informative, entertaining, or what I like to call infotaining. I guess that's the brass ring when you can combine both. You know, why post these videos on social media? Well, it sets you up as an expert. It helps you retain your existing agents and customers. I mean, they're going to go to your group, obviously, but then you're also going to get a lot of reach, and we're going to talk about that. It generates leads that are higher quality. When somebody responds to you on the internet from a post, then you're getting to the consumer first. They're higher quality than leads that you would buy or even Facebook ads. It allows you an entree into real estate office because agents are desperate for this knowledge. They don't know. So the training that you can do for them is really an entree into getting their attention and getting those relationships rolling. Neel actually, like I said, quit originating to start a marketing company because he was so successful with this. I'm sorry he's not on the call. He had some sort of travel issue. He just texted me. Okay, the bad news is you cannot outsource your social media marketing. And it doesn't matter whether it's Van Dyke's marketing department or whether you hire a friggin' marketing company. It doesn't matter. You cannot outsource you. The good news is you can outsource just about everything else that you do. You may not be able to afford to do that right now, but as you get more successful, you'll be able to outsource taking loan applications or getting conditions and all those things that may take up your time right now. Okay, Neel's method is a little bit different. We saw Jennifer Beeston, who grew a $100 million business on her YouTube videos, and she has a very pleasant, informative way that she does her videos, and they run about 5 to 7 minutes. And I really like them, and they've been very successful. Neel has a different approach. So he does the short videos. He speaks directly to the viewer. He gets their attention in the first 3 seconds with a hook. You sell the benefits, not the features. You know, in marketing, we used to say, sell the sizzle, not the steak. So Adam, you saw the video. Give me an idea what this means. You speak directly to the viewer. I mean, who the hell am I speaking to, right?
Yeah, you're not calling out your circle of friends. You're actually trying to capture that new viewer.
So give me an example, like give me 3 seconds of how you would start a video using Neel's method.
The one that stuck out to me the most was his first-time home buyers. Don't make the biggest mistake possible out there. You can purchase a home with less than 20% down.
Great. So you're talking to them. First-time home buyers, don't make the biggest mistake. That's the hook. That gets their attention right away. You know, I love it, and it works. So what are some hook ideas? Well, ways to save money. So you can start off by saying, excuse me, 3 ways to save money when you're buying a home. And you just say it right then. You don't introduce yourself. People have a very short attention span. Look at that, Adam. You're the only one brave enough to have your camera on, and Patti, of course. So, so yeah, 3 ways to save money. Mistakes to avoid. These are the worst mistakes that you need to avoid when you're buying a home. Okay, that immediately gets people's attention, and it gets people's attention that are not necessarily buying a home because it just sounds so interesting. Top 3, top 5 ways to save on your top 5 ways to save on your property taxes. I'm immediately interested. The other one that's really popular is the what does this amount get you in our town? So Patti could do a video that says, what does 300,000 get you in McDonough, Georgia? And show a listing of a real estate agent's house. And then people are drawn to that. It sounds kind of cool. And even people that live in other cities are drawn to that. And the more attention you get, the more that Instagram or YouTube Shorts is going to put this in their algorithm, and boost all of your posts. News trends, there's no expression, the trend is your friend. Obviously, when the Fed is hiking the Fed funds rate, that's all in the news. You know, other things, price of gasoline is all in the news. Not everything has to be mortgage and real estate related. You do want to stick to something that's tied to finance or you know, capital markets in some way. You want to stick to that subject. Overcoming obstacles. Here's another one. Here's how you can buy a home even if you don't have perfect credit. Here's how you can buy a house even if you have very little cash. And that catches people's attention. And the winning formula is the hook, problem, solution. Here's another trick that Neel used that was unbelievable. So that he did a video about investment properties and said, I'm putting together an information sheet. He actually hadn't even done it. He just blurted that out. I'm putting together an information sheet. If you want information about investment properties, then DM me the word invest. Well, you can see right here, if you can see the screen, it says invest, invest, invest. You go all the way down. He got all these prospects. Joe Dishinger, are you on the call? Anyway, you have to be impressed by that. He got 300 replies of people sending him the word invest that are interested in information. Obviously, a lot of them are going to end up buying a home or investment property, or at least be good prospects. Okay, so where do you get this information? Most of you are, who's subscribed to Mortgage News Daily? Raise your hand. Okay, I see a few. The Chrisman commentary, this is a daily email that that this guy Chrisman's been doing for, I don't know, 100 years, that goes out and gives you little snippets about what's going on in our industry. The National Real Estate Post, those are the two guys that make the videos. National Association of Realtors always has the statistics and the market trends. And then I subscribe to a service that's called Keeping Current Matters. They have a lot of interesting graphics. It's cheap. It's like $19 a month. To get other trends outside of our industry, there is a service called Answer the Public, where you can put a question in and it will show you what's being Googled. There's also Google Trends. It's actually trends.google when you search it. And they have a source where you can put in the keywords that you want, like mortgage information or whatnot, and it tells you what is being searched. And you can see over here that these terms like Fed rate hike was up 400%, housing market mortgage rates up 200%, assumable mortgages, thank God we don't have those, right? Or we'd be all out of business. So you can see what's trending. BuzzSumo, Reddit, other good sources. So some additional hacks. Neel does mostly short form content. This is about 1 minute or less. They're very, very hot right now, both on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. That video that I sent you guys shows examples where he has gotten up to 700,000, even 1 million views on these short-term, these short-length videos, 60 seconds or less. He also shows you how to add music. It makes the video more attractive. If you use the Instagram little video editor, it's super simple. And it lists a bunch of songs that are trending. It doesn't really matter whether you personally like the song or not. If it's trending, it's going to catch people's ear, and that's going to catch their attention. He also recommends to get a better microphone than what's on your iPhone, especially if you have your iPhone set up, you know, a few feet away, to get a better portrait look. then you know, you're better off to have a separate microphone that's going to give you better sound. The sound is super important. You can buy these. I just bought one for $35. Editing. So what he does is he zooms in and out. I'm gonna see who's not on mute. Yep, there we go. So he edits them to zoom in and out. That's done in the editing process. When you see his videos, it's not done when he's shooting it. So there's a tool to do that in Instagram. And of course, as you get bigger, you have people that help you with the video editing. Video editing can get tedious, but in my opinion, the editing is not the most important part. It's getting the videos out there on a regular basis. Okay, so I wanted to show you this tool. If you're leaning towards YouTube, does anybody raise your hand if anybody's posting videos to YouTube? Okay, 3 of you. Okay, so what you want to do is let me go back. Okay, so I would definitely subscribe to this service called vidIQ. I have their basic membership, but they also offer a free membership, and it gives you incredible statistics and insight. We look at this one video that Jennifer Beeston did. We can see, you know, how many views. Well, she's got 8.5 million channel views, which is unbelievable. That's all the videos in her channel. Shows you how many she gets per day, per hour, how long with each individual video, how long people are engaged. You want them to try, you know, you want them to engage for more than a few seconds. It also has a checklist down here. They happen to think that her title is too long, which is funny, but it reminds you to put in your tags, your descriptions, and so forth. So it's a great tool to guide you through. Also, it does keyword search. So it tells you the search volume. You know, YouTube is the second biggest search engine next to Google. So people just search on YouTube for basically everything. So there's a tool in vidIQ where you can search your keywords and you can see, okay, well, first time home buyers tips and advice, that got 2,100 views. If you use just first time home buyer, it got 24,000 views. So it tells you also the top trending videos. If you wanted to do one about first time home buyers, it tells you, okay, these are the top 6 or 8 videos that have that same topic. You can kind of see what they did, see which ones got a bazillion views, and use their ideas. I mean, there's no use in reinventing the wheel. We can always learn from others. I don't know if you have this little thing I'm moving around on my screen, but I just moved it to the left so you could see this. So it also gives you different topics and so forth, and it rates them. So that's basically it. Screen share shop closed. Okay. Okay, so obviously this would have been more interesting if Neel was here and he didn't have travel problems, but so who out there can give me some sort of beginning, the first 3 seconds of a video? Yani, I'm going to pick on you. Are you there?
I'm here.
So Yani, so if you're doing an informational video and you're doing it the style that Neel does, you know, what would you do as the hook for the first 3 seconds? Give me an example.
I haven't thought of it. Oh, I
Frederick,
saw his video. I can't
Frederick,
think
help
of it.
Yani out. Give me an example of a hook that you would do for the first 3 seconds.
I'd probably go somewhere along just off the top of my head, thinking about low credit scores don't have to be a
Here,
deterrent to buying a
sorry.
house.
Here's what you should know when it comes to 2-to-1 buy down. I think maybe.
I think that's awesome. That's awesome. I think you get a zillion views. Go ahead, Frederick. Give me yours.
I'm saying low credit scores don't have to be a deterrent to buying a home and getting how you can go as low as 500 with a 10% down payment.
Okay, so that's way too many words.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead, Patty.
Why does Credit Karma have my score so low?
That's great. Yeah, because people ask that all the time. So, David, give me something. Give me your hook.
Here's how you can buy a $430,000 house with 15 grand out of your pocket. Now that might be too long, but we were talking about that with
Here's how
FHA
you can
loans
buy
yesterday.
a $400,000 house with $15,000. Boom. I like it. Kimberly Lang, give me something. Okay, Kimberly's not there. Morgan Bledsoe.
I'm just listening in to gain insight from the social media side, so I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Angela, help Morgan out. Angela's not there. Gil, my friend who helped me out with telling me how to do Zoom. Are you there? Gil's not there. Richard Rubble, are you there?
I am.
All right. Good morning, Richard. Give me
Hey,
a hook
buddy.
real quick.
Thanks a lot for having this for us also. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So give me a hook.
Let me show you how to make money in investments without showing any income. Verification.
Okay. Okay. So maybe we could tighten that up and say something like, you can buy investment property without showing income.
There you go.
Love it. Diana Harvey, I love your picture. Very nice, very professional.
Is the rate I see online the rate I'm really going to get?
Is the rate I see online the rate I'm really going to get? That's good because a lot of people, yeah, a lot of people ask about that. They go to that bankrate.com. I think they're still showing 4.25, right? So, Kate Maddie's Diebold.
Yes.
Give me a hook for a video.
Directed to realtors or to clients?
Either one.
Don't stress over your next client. Come to me.
Okay. David. Hey, I got two Davids.
I'm on there twice. I'm
Oh, you're
listening on my phone.
okay. I have to charge you double, David. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's worth it.
Okay, so give me a hook.
You know, shit, Steve, I need to come up with another one here.
Well, you logged on twice. You got to come up with two.
I know. How about trying to think of something short, you know, what's the best way to buy a house today? Or
how about just saying this is the best way to buy a house in
this is
market.
the best way to buy a house? Yes, instead of asking the question. Okay.
I love it. Charles Claybrooks. You there? Did I get everybody? Did I get Kimberly Lang? Oh, there's Charles.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Charles. Give me a hook for a video.
All right, and sorry if y'all hear my kids in the background. Let's build your portfolio without your income docs.
So that's a little bit ambiguous. Let's build your portfolio without your income docs. So maybe
Hey, Stephen,
yeah.
your hook on this video, I think, is the best one. Excelling in a changing market. You know, how to
Okay.
excel in a changing market. That's what everybody wants to know.
Who's saying that?
It's
Who
Kate.
said that? Kate, I will take any and all compliments. Thank you very much. So Charles, to make yours a little bit better, I think when you say portfolio, you're talking about like real estate investing.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe how to buy investment property without showing income.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Boom. Joyce would be an excellent LO. I can't convince her to switch, but she would be. Go ahead.
How about how to use your home equity to pay down your debt?
What the damn hand?
How to use your home equity to pay down your debts. I love it. Joe McClea, did I say it right?
How do you?
Yeah, I was thinking like with veterans, like I know it's used a lot, but like buy a home, you know, like we're something with use your veterans benefits to buy a home with like no money down, but obviously shorter or something along those lines.
Okay, good. So I love that. I love that idea. So Frederick, let's help Joe out. So how could he shorten that up and make it a good hook?
All right, I'm sorry. I just hopped back when I had a call that came in.
Okay, so I'll help you, Joe. So I would say something like veterans, buy a house with no money down.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
short and sweet, and that kind of gets okay. I got Gil Wanuski. Did I pronounce it right?
It's very close. Januszewski.
Januszewski. I actually was not close, but you
Yeah.
were
So
close.
I was on the phone when you tried to call on me earlier. So I got two of them. I don't know quite how to word them. How can I buy an investment property with my current home and the second one would be regarding the reverse mortgages. I'm still trying to word that a bit. So maybe use your home to control your monthly expenditures. And I don't know how to word that because I just thought of it. So two of them. I have two. How to use your home to buy an investment property and the reverse mortgage program we have.
Okay, so Adam, let's help him with the first one about investment properties. So what would be kind of a good way to shore that up?
I think he actually did a good job with that. Purchase an investment property with equity in your home.
So actually, Adam, you did a good job with it. Gil came up with an excellent idea for a hook, but the words you used were a little bit more concise. So I like that. So buy an investment property with the equity in your current home. Boom. That sounds very interesting. And the second one you were talking about was, what was that, Gil?
Yeah, the new reverse mortgage program we have, using your home to lower and control your monthly expenditures. I think you guys might word that a little better than I would, but I haven't had much time to think about it. Yeah, don't.
So I think you have to put something about seniors or 62 or something, because that is, an exclusive group. But you could say something like, seniors, use the equity in your home to pay you. Something like, seniors, use the equity in your home to generate monthly income. Boom. So that's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if that's great, but that was just kind of what I thought of. Joe, do you still have your your hand up, Joe? Can you got another one?
No, it just didn't go down from when you asked when we could hear you. That's
I
all.
got one. How do you control this hand icon on the Zoom call?
So, help with Zoom is not my expertise. Sorry. So Brent, you were a latecomer, but I think you kind of caught on to what we're doing. We are coming up with, we studied Neel's strategy for short form videos that he's having a lot of success with. And we are coming up with hooks for short-term videos. They're like 3 seconds to get our attention. You're going to speak directly to the viewer. What do you got, Brent?
Well, I didn't know there would be homework, so let me think about it for a minute.
Okay. Is there anybody else that hasn't been called on? Okay, be brave. So Brent, what kind of loans are you working on now?
Most of my stuff's just pre-approval stage right now. I really don't have anything actually with appraisal ordered on it. So that's a pretty sad state of affairs.
No, I get it. I get it. It's tough for all of us. So, okay, so your pre-approvals, they're what? Low end, high end?
Mostly lower end, but the people just all seem to be so flaky right now. I mean, it's like nobody really wants to commit like they used to.
So they don't want to commit because interest rates are high. They perceive values as high, so that they're non-committal. Is that kind of, yeah? I mean, well, so I think the subject, the issue you want to convey is that this is a terrific opportunity, and so you could say something like, take advantage of the opportunity to buy a house. Wait a minute. Take advantage of this opportunity to get a great deal on a house. Boom. They're going to be thinking, what is he talking about? I don't see any deals. But here's the truth, guys. The truth is that right now is a great time to buy a home. You want to know why? Because you are able as a buyer to buy a home. Yeah, the payment's higher. But, a friend of mine said, I should have bought Braves playoff tickets because they had this dramatic comeback win the other night. They're like, should have bought tickets to the game. Well, no, they were sold out. You didn't have an opportunity to buy them. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, you should have bought a house a year and a half ago, but I had people that made 4, 5, 6 offers, offering above list price with no contingencies, and they didn't get the house. They couldn't get the house. So now we have an opportunity where they can actually buy a house. Yeah, the rate's a little bit higher, and that sucks. But guess what? They're not going to be high forever. You have a seller that's able, some of them are able and willing to do a 2-1 buy down or give some other incentive. So, yeah. So
I think the big thing too is probably even still doing like what your average rent is in your marketplace for a 3-bedroom, apartment. Compare that to a mortgage for $300,000.
So here's a great hook, Brent, that you boarded out in so many words is, hey,
I'll let my dog out.
Okay, who let the dogs out? Anyway, you could say, hey, I can show you how to buy a house for less than you're paying rent. Okay, so
the average rental in Grand Rapids is about $2,400 for a 3-bedroom. So
that's crazy. Not to say anything about Grand Rapids that's not wonderful, but it's just not a town that I would think would generate that high of rental rates. But that's what's going on in a lot of cities. So supply and demand. So Brent, you could say, I can show you how to buy a home for less than you're paying in rent. And that's really, if half the mortgages I do have a payment less than $2,400. So that's the truth. So there's a great hook there. But getting back to, I know, psychologically, we never really talk about it, but it's hard we're doing kind of the same things that we used to do to generate an income, and they're like not working. So you get discouraged thinking, well, what can I do? Well, we can do these videos. We can get the word out. One thing that Neel stresses is this is not a time to be quiet. You have to be loud. And how do you reach people? And he gave this, you know, he goes around speaking. I just saw him speak in Las Vegas, and he's like, I spoke in front of a room with 500 people. And I'm like, oh my God, there's 500 people out there that are going to listen to what I have to say. But then he did a video and it got 300,000 views. So, I mean, put things in perspective. The scalability of doing these short-term videos is just incredible. Right now, everybody wants to be like TikTok because TikTok has this incredible growth. It is, you know, almost every other video goes viral. But we know that right now for the real estate and mortgage, TikTok is early, right? It started out, it was for 11-year-olds, then it was for 14-year-olds. Now it's their average audience is 18-year-olds, and it's going to be there where it's mainstream. It's not quite there yet in financial services, but everybody is trying to catch that lightning in a bottle. When I say everybody, I mean the other platforms like Instagram and YouTube, which YouTube is typically longer form videos, but they're like, hey, let's do YouTube shorts. It'll be just like TikTok, and we'll get this incredible traffic. So, you know, why not milk that cow while it's there? So there's the opportunity to get your words out into the public. And yeah, as far as feeling bad about the market, really, when we analyze it, everything about our market is better than it was a year ago, except the interest rates. And I think we can all agree that the day will come. We don't know. Barry Habib says it's going to be 4 months. I think he's a little bit optimistic, but somewhere 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, inflation will get under control one day and interest rates will come back down. So the people that were looking at the $500,000 house that were going to have to pay $550,000, but they could have got a 3.5% interest rate, are now able to buy that home for $500,000. Seller paid closing costs, making it $490,000, and their interest rate is 6.5% or 7% for the next 2 years. You put that down on a notepad and figure out the cost for the next 5 years, and buying it today is a better deal. It's better to get $50,000, $70,000 lower than having to worry that you're paying an extra $360 a month. It takes a lot of extra $300 a month interest to get to $70,000. Okay, you can figure that out. So I think that there's a lot of good opportunities out there now. It's up to us to get the message out. The media is not helping us. You know, the media is all gloom and doom. They're gonna transfix on anything negative. You know, anything negative that happens, they're gonna put that statistic out 100 times. Any positive statistic, they're gonna put out once or twice, right?
You think that the upper end of the market in most cities, Stephen, like the upper part of like the Atlanta market, let's say that you work, because your stuff's a little higher loan amounts, isn't it, than Patty's area?
Yeah, so my loan amount is about 360.
Okay. And Patty's is more in the 250s or something?
Yeah, that's about right.
So do you think that that upper market's going to suffer quicker than the middle market where people can still afford these things? I mean, like you get up in Denver and then all of a sudden the average home in Denver is what, Adam? How much? 700 now? Some 675?
850 is the one what I've been seeing recently, but yeah, 700 is the average.
Right. So, I mean, just the nature of the beast, the person that bought the $500,000 house and put 20% down, and then it went up to 700 in 2 years. I mean, that person has a lot of wiggle room to negotiate. Obviously, everybody wants to get as much, but I mean, they're looking at 300,000 in equity that they could play with. And if they got 200 instead of 300, you know, it's not going to change their life. On Patty's side, they did an FHA loan to squeeze into a $300,000 house. And maybe that went up to 380, and now they need to sell it for 340. Well, with all the transaction clearing, you know, the difference between clearing, you know, 40,000 or 60,000 is going to have a big impact on that family.
Mhm.
So, especially if they're looking to move into a bigger home and they need more money. So yeah, just that there's just more elbow room. There's more air in the tire, so to speak, as far as the upper end homes. Yeah,
Well, I was
would
just
not
thinking
want,
like this, you know, the lead company I'm talking to, they're really making a big deal right now about kind of creating your own kind of homes for heroes feel and advertise towards doctors and nurses and first responders and stuff, just so that can be a hook. And you can even
right, and
build in
we've
your
done
rate
that
sheet.
in Atlanta.
I mean, we could even add that quarter and take it off on our rate sheet if we just specifically have a guide for what that program is, where we give them a quarter point or something towards closing costs because they're a hero, you know? I mean, Adam participates in the program, he pays for it, but I think we can.
I love all the, I mean, any way to differentiate yourself, any way, and that's another way you get closer to the buyer. I've always, listen, my whole career, I've worked with some agents that I love working with, but the majority of my business throughout my whole 29 years has been mostly dealing with the consumer. Was, referrals from the consumers, and then also advertising and marketing to consumers. It's just, if you can form that bond with the customer themselves, then you don't have to worry about the agent being loyal or this or that. But that's one channel, and getting referrals from agents is still very powerful, and especially good producing agents can be worth their weight in gold. So you really have to do both. So anybody else who on the call is going to make a promise to me that they're going to post one short-term video? I don't care. You can do it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram. You can do it on TikTok if you want to, whatever. Who's going to make a commitment to do one short-term video in the next week? I got Frederick. I got Adam. David, you're not too sure? Patti, I'm asking. Patty's going to do one. Brent's going to do one. Come on, give me the little yellow hand. I want to see the little yellow hands. Yani, are you going to do one short-term video for me? Okay, I see. Magnano Group.
If people want ideas, if you go to Neel's Instagram, it's Neel Home, Neel Home, and there's a ton of them. I mean, he's got like a gazillion of them as soon as you pull up his Instagram.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to let y'all go. It was a great discussion. And if you haven't watched that, it's well worth your 50 minutes or whatever that video is that I sent out. And it's, hosted by Barry Habib, and we all love him anyway. So please watch that. It's got a lot of good insight. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm sorry that our speaker didn't show up, but I did the best I could. So we'll talk later. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen. Good job, Stephen.
Thank you.
Good call. Thank you.
Bye.